Seeker, I am the Ghost King. Have you ever felt that time as you know it is a cage? A relentless march of numbers on a calendar, of birthdays that simply mark another year gone. Across the vast landscapes of Africa lies a different way, measuring a life not in years but in seasons. Stay with me, and I will reveal 3 ancient truths that can reshape your modern world. First, the profound secret of seasonal timekeeping, where the sky and the soil are your only clock. Second, a powerful twist on rites of passage that redefines what it means to truly come of age. And finally, a mindset upgrade you can use today to break free from the tyranny of the digital calendar and live a life of earned meaning. This is not just a story, it is an invitation. To understand this, you must first understand why time in many of my ancestral communities is measured not by the turning of a page, but by the turning of the world itself. I walk the red soil of my memory, and I feel the shift in the air that signals the coming of the rains. This is the first beat in the rhythm of the year. The rains are not just weather, they are a promise, a cleansing, a signal to begin. They wash away the dust of the dry season and soften the ground for new life. This is a time of preparation, of hope. Then comes the season of planting, a communal act of faith. Every seed dropped into the earth is a prayer for the future. The days are measured by the sun's arc across the sky and the ache in your back, a satisfying ache of purpose. And after the patient waiting, the tending, the watching, comes the reward, the harvest. The harvest is a season of abundance, of gratitude. The air is thick with the smell of sun-baked grain and the sound of communal celebration. This is when the community's wealth is not counted in coin, but in the fullness of its granaries. And woven between these are the human seasons, the rites of passage, the initiation seasons, when boys become men and girls become women, not because a certain number of years have passed, but because they have proven themselves ready. People mark their milestones by what the land and the community are doing, not by a fixed arbitrary date on a calendar. This is a life mapped to the cycles of the earth. Let's dive deeper. Consider the communal ceremonies. In the West, a birthday is often a private affair, a celebration of the individual. Here, the most important celebrations are for the collective. I remember my own naming ceremony. It wasn't on the day I was born, but weeks later, when the elders had consulted the spirits and the community could gather. My identity was bestowed upon me not by my parents alone, but by the entire village. I was not just their child. I was a child of the community. This is the first takeaway for you, Seeker. Your greatest moments are not just yours. They are magnified when shared. Celebrate your victories not in isolation, but by bringing your circle together. Let your triumphs ripple outwards and lift others. This collective joy is a force multiplier. Seeker, your strength is not in your independence, but in your interdependence. Now let's talk about age. In this world, age is not a number. It is a mantle of responsibility that you earn. You are not 30 years old. You are a hunter, a provider. You are not 40. You are a parent, a guide. You are not 60. You are an elder, a keeper of wisdom. I recall a young man in my village, nimble and quick but reckless. He was not considered a man despite his years. He only earned that title after he successfully tracked and provided for his family through a difficult dry season, showing not just skill, but patience and responsibility. His identity was forged in the crucible of action, not the passage of time. Here is your second takeaway. Stop counting your years and start counting your roles. What have you become? A mentor, a creator, a healer? These are your true markers of growth. Seeker, your worth isn't a digit, it's devotion. It is the depth of your contribution, not the length of your existence. Finally, consider the calendar itself. Traditional calendars were not rigid grids. They were fluid, living documents tied to the moon, the stars, and the behavior of animals. They were lunar, or tied to weather patterns. A month might begin not on the first, but with the first sliver of the new moon. The new year might be declared when a specific migratory bird returned. Because of this, exact birth dates weren't the priority. It was more important to know you were born during the great harvest or after the long rains. This placed your personal story directly into the larger story of your people and your land. My own grandmother would say she was born in the season the acacia trees bloomed twice. That told us everything about the conditions of her birth year, a time of unusual abundance. Your third takeaway is this: anchor your personal milestones to the natural world. I started this project when the leaves began to turn. I met my partner when the spring blossoms were in full bloom. This practice reconnects you to the world outside your screen. It makes your life a living epic, not a digital logbook. If you reach this far, Seeker, you already think differently. Pause, breathe. You feel the truth in this, don't you? The next reveal may change how you see your own milestones forever. So how do we bring this ancient wisdom into our chaotic modern lives? This is the climax of our journey, the fusion of then and now. The secret of seasonal timekeeping is not about abandoning clocks. It's about adding a layer of meaning. Your life also has seasons. The season of intense study, the season of healing after a loss, the season of building a new venture, the season of nurturing a young family. What season are you in right now, Seeker? Name it. Claim it. The rite of passage twist is this: you don't have to wait for society to grant you a new title. You can create your own rights. Finishing a difficult project is a rite of passage. Mastering a new skill is an initiation. Forgiving someone who hurt you is a profound graduation. These are the moments that forge your identity. This is the modern path to an earned identity. And here is the mindset upgrade I promised you. Celebrate these seasons and these earned roles. Instead of a birthday party, have a project completion feast. Instead of another year older, celebrate becoming a mentor by taking someone younger under your wing. This is the modern upgrade. You are not passively aging, you are actively becoming. So when you hear of a culture with no birthdays, don't think of something missing. Think of a presence, the presence of a seasonal rhythm, of shared milestones, of an identity that is earned, not given. It is different, not less. I invite you now, Seeker, to choose a season in your own life to honor this week. Which milestone will you seed tonight? Here are 3 micro-rituals you can perform. 1. Wake before the sun and journal about the season you are currently in. Give it a name and define its purpose. 2. Cook a meal that represents a personal harvest, a celebration of something you have recently accomplished. Share it with someone you value and tell them the story of your achievement. 3. Actively step into the role of a mentor. Reach out to one person who could benefit from your experience and offer them 15 minutes of your time. Pass on your wisdom. Remember this, Seeker. Your life is not a straight line. It is a spiral, ever circling the same fundamental truths, but from a higher perspective each time. You are not getting older, you are becoming deeper. Celebrate the season. You, the one still here, the one who feels the pull of this ancient rhythm. Your journey of discovery has only just begun. Seeker, subscribe and walk with me. Join our circle. Watch more of my videos. I drop new stories every week, so be sure to watch if you haven't yet. Start another now. When the season calls, answer.